The Bail Project fights mass incarceration by disrupting the money bail system, one person at a time. Here to talk about the Bail Project is Operations Manager Brenda Quinones. Welcome to Legal Connections.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us why we need a bail system.
So, within the Bell Project, we have learned that, research has proven that there is a discrepancy within the system, meaning there is racism, there are minorities from low income communities who are arrested at a higher rate than a non minority, as well as creating changes within the pretrial system, meaning there are individuals who are charged with a crime, but they haven't been convicted. And because they cannot afford to post bonds, they have to sit and await trial. So we want to create these changes within the system to rehabilitate those that can be supported and not punish those.
And I asked you why we needed a bail system, and the question really was why we need the Bail Project. So thank you for answering that. How are you funded?
So we have several donors that have the same mission and passion we do to create these system changes, and that's how we're funded.
And what is the impact on the community? What are your plans for Central Florida?
So my plans from an operational standpoint is to create more resources and partner with more community partners and resources who can create these rehabilitation centers such as housing, mental health, drug treatment, and support those individuals to avoid being rearrested, but also creating these relationships with advocates within the legal system who understand and have been educated on what we do in our mission and assist with creating those changes as well.
Okay, so just to simplify this, someone is arrested, they can't afford bail, and then they sit in jail and they might get evicted and become homeless, or what are some of the other impacts and things that you're trying to avoid with your work?
So we're trying to avoid, as you stated, evictions, losing their jobs. We have individuals incarcerated that are the household. They're the bread maker of the household, and they have wives at home. They might have a pregnant wife who just can't take care of herself, and that individual might be, the one who brings home the money, the one who works and pays the bills. That affects these families as well as affects individuals when they are post-released and try to go back and transition back into society, and they can't get jobs because they have a criminal record.
And is this just for nonviolent crimes that you're?
So we do some violent crimes. We do have a framework and qualification process we go through. There are, of course, we can't bail anyone and everyone out. So it depends on your history. We do review your history to make sure that you're not a safety risk to yourself or to the community, as well as we have a soft cap of $5,000 and a max cap of $10,000 to post bonds. And we do post the full bonds. So we're not bondsmen and do not post 10%.
And just briefly, what are some of the resources you're offering?
So the resources we offer our clients are connecting them to either housing, mental health, drug treatment if they need food, submitting resources for even with the shelters. We also provide cell phones for 30 days until we can assist them with more permanent resolutions, such as maybe a government phone. Also, we provide free Lyft rides to and from court, to and from services, and we provide supportive services from staff members that's been incarcerated. So our staff members have experienced the same impacts that these individuals have experienced and are able to relate to our clients as well as support them through these challenges and obstacles.
And this is what they mean by giving back, huh? Because
Yes.
once you've lived it, then you know exactly, because I was going to say they thought of everything, but that's why, because they've lived it.
Yes.
And how did you get into this work?
So I actually was an HIV case manager prior to beginning this work, and I had interviewed a previous coworker who interviewed for my job for a position similar to mine's, and then he had his own, like, not nonprofit, but they had individuals who volunteered and helped. They raised money and got people out of jail. So then the Bell Project came up, and kind of similar to what he was doing, and he reached out to a manager and was like, "Hey, someone interviewed me. I loved her passion. Is she looking for another job?" And I'm like, "Okay, yes." And then I didn't really understand the Bell Project still at the time. And then once I learned, like, what we're doing, and it really hit personally, because coming from a place where I came from low income as well, I came from normalizing friends and family members being incarcerated all the time. It's like, okay, this is normal to us, until the Bell Project came, and I'm like, this is not normal. There's an issue in the system, especially, like we said, low income minority communities, and we have to unnormalize this. We have to rehabilitate. We have to come together as a community and make these changes.
Well, I know it sounds like it's rewarding work, and thank you for sharing what you do and how it impacts these lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
According to the Bail Project, nearly 500,000 people are sitting in jail before trial, mainly because they cannot afford the bail. The Bail Project is working to change that. We're back with more Legal Connections after this.